Hey everybody, it's your boy Jack here, and today in this video I'm going to be unboxing this. Boom! The October 2019 comic box or subscription box. Yes, it is here. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what comics are in this box. But yeah, the comic box or subscription box, for those of you who do not know, is a subscription box done by Stadium Comics. In each month's box, you get about 5 to 6 different comics that range from in-store exclusive / variants. You also get your some good hype beast comics, which are comics that sort of are surrounded by different events. Like last month's box, we got Absolute Carnage. A few boxes ago, we got the War of the Realms comic. Those kinds of big hype beast events. As well, in this box, we also get the comics that are easy to forget about, the good reads. Those are the comics that are sort of under the radar, but are always sort of the good stories that you just sort of are really paying attention to, the underrated ones. But yeah, besides that though, before we unbox this month's box, I just want to say a couple things. Firstly, if you're interested in getting this month's box, I highly recommend ordering next month's box. If you have a friend who is interested in comics, or you're just interested in comics and stuff, I'd highly recommend getting next month's box because normally it's a pretty good box. It always has a good range of exclusives and variants and everything, which sort of helps up the value a bit more. For the past 2 years I've been getting this box, this being the 3rd year anniversary, or this going into the 3rd year of having this box. The November's box has always been a good box, so if you're looking for a good Christmas present idea, I think this would be a good idea. As well with this box, it'll probably ship in time for Christmas if you get the November box. I can't guarantee. But besides that, I want to bring up the comic of the week, which I'm doing a little bit of a twist on this week. I'm going to be doing the HBO Watchmen series. I watched the first 2 episodes and ooh, it is so good. I'm not kidding. It's crazy. I've been sort of reading Watchmen over the past couple months and everything, and it's so different from the comics, but so similar to the comics at the same time. If you have time, if you have an HBO subscription, you should go check out HBO's Watchmen. Besides that though, let's dive into this month's unboxing. So once you cut the tape, open up the box, this is what you're gonna see. You got the recap card, which we will read in the recap section. As well, we got the bubble wrap, which I am always popping. As well, we got the comics wrapped in the iconic blue wrapping paper. So we've unboxed all the comics from this month's box. Let's take a look at them. So the first comic we have here is this one. Boom. Okay, I think I know what this is. This is Vampirella and Red Sonja. This is obviously an Archie crossover and everything. Yeah, so it's a Dynamite Archie crossover. It's Vampirella, Red Sonja. And yeah, I've read both Vampirella and Red Sonja. And I have to admit, they are both really good. They're both good comics on their own. They're interesting. I remember reading one of the more recent #1s and everything, and it was of Red Sonja. And it's interesting, but I feel like, for me, it's like I need a... my problem with Red Sonja and even Vampirella is... Red Sonja is a bit more, just so detailed in its story. I feel like I can get distracted really easily. As well, with Vampirella, I read the first issue, but I wasn't totally into it. And yeah, so that was just really it. But it's a crossover. I'm really interested to see what happens, see how these characters interact. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on comic #1. Moving forward, we got comic #2 here. Let's take a look. Boom. Ooh, what is this? This looks like Archie 55 or Archie 1955 or whatever. Ooh, I like the cover though. Let's take a look. So yeah, this is Archie Andrews, Archie 55. It's issue #1. It is co-starring Betty Cooper and Veronica Lodge. Cherry Blossom and Sabrina Spellman. I really love this cover, seeing it up close. I'll show you sort of up close on what it looks like. It has this really great sort of airbrush, like sort of like watercolor type feel to it. The colors just pop really well, and it's like the hand paintedness of this cover is just sick. And even like the little details to it too, like the Goldwater Productions there, or even down here, like I think it's like the Riverdale Productions or something. Yeah, Riverdale Pictures, like that sort of like 50s vibe to it. Like, I actually like that a lot. I think that's just a sick cover. I really like that. And like, yeah, I love like the Elvis look to Archie too. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, that's comic number 2. Moving forward to comic number 3, we got this one. Ooh, this is Red Koi. Oh, and it's signed. Let's take a look at that. Ooh. So this is a #1 in a 2-issue miniseries by Alterna Comics. It is signed by Tyler Wentland. This is a copy of Red Koi #1, hand signed by series writer / artist Tyler Wentland. It is signed right there. Oh, I love his signature. Let's just like zoom in here on all the goodness. So here is the signature. It is signed raw and everything. I really like this cover as well. Let me just take a moment to say that. You got the certificate of authenticity, certifying it authentically signed by Stadium Comics. And yeah, I don't really know a lot about Alterna Comics. I do love this cover. Let's just say that firstly. I like that it's signed, and yeah, I don't really know a lot about this comic, but I really like the cover. Gotta give a thumbs up to that. And like, bonus points that it's signed. Like, gotta give a bonus points to that. Oh, and it's like a different publisher too. It's not just all Marvel, so I'm sort of happy about that too. So yeah. So moving forward, we got 3 more comics to go, which means we actually have 6 comics, which is a rarity, but like a good thing. I'm happy about that. So yeah. So let's take a look at comic number 4. This one. Ooh, okay. So this is Absolute Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, continuing with this, continuing with the whole Absolute Carnage tie-ins. I don't mind this. I read the first 2 issues of Symbiote Spider-Man. I liked the first one. The second one sort of fell flat for me. I wish there was a bit more to it, like a bit more action or a bit more development with Mysterio as a character. I felt like it just sort of fell a bit flat there. And like, I felt like Parker wasn't really doing enough. But yeah, but I like this. This is a really cool cover. So yeah, I like this cover for sure. I think it's sick. Yeah, it's priced at $4.99 US. It's a Marvel comic, and I love the like sort of I love this like picture here, but like how it doesn't take up the whole cover. But ooh, it looks really interesting. I like that. So yeah, I think this is a cool cover. I'm sort of curious on how it's going to tie into Absolute Carnage, but I'm sort of excited to see how it ties into all of Absolute Carnage. But yeah, Absolute Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man #1. Moving forward to our second last comic here, comic number 5, which is sort of weird to say. It is this one. Ooh, what is it? I'm honestly not sure. That seems interesting. Trying to decode it. Let's take a look. So this is a Questionably True Tales of Peel, Volume 1. Okay, I don't really know a lot about this comic, but it's definitely a cool comic, for sure. Haven't heard of it before. But yeah, this is a Questionably True Tales of Peel, Volume 1. Interesting cover. It's a decently sized comic though too at the same time. It's a little thicker than like sort of a lot of the Archie comics and everything. The cover looks interesting. Don't really know anything else about that. So yeah, that's just my initial thoughts. Looking forward to our last comic here. Comic number 6. It's this one. Ooh. Okay. It's what? Oh yeah, okay, it's Spider-Man. Is this the J.J. Abrams cover? Or J.J. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, okay. I know this one. Finally. So this is Spider-Man issue number 1, rated T+ for teen, $4.99 US. It is a J.J. Abrams, Henry Abrams, and Sarah Pichelli comic. It's the Abrams run of the comics, which I actually haven't heard. I heard it's not too bad. It's definitely somewhat different from the actual other comics and stuff. But yeah, this is cool. To be honest, I was sort of like upset that we got so many, we got like 2 Spider-Man comics, but it's okay. But yeah, I haven't heard anything like too bad about this comic. I know a couple YouTubers that I think they've sort of read the 2nd or 3rd issue of it. Yeah, and they said it wasn't too bad. I think, what was it, Joe Ryan's Comics said, I think he read the 2nd or 3rd issue and he said it was good. But yeah, that's it. That's sort of my thoughts there. Like, I heard it's not too bad of a comic, but yeah, it looks good too. It doesn't look like a bad comic. Sarah Pichelli's drawing and everything, and I heard, like, she's not a bad artist. Like, I like her art. So moving forward, we've unboxed all the comics in this month's box, and for me, I gotta say, I love this variety. I wish we got a DC Comics thrown in there, because I feel like we have a little bit too much Spider-Man, or even like a different Marvel comic, because I feel like we're a little bit top heavy with Spider-Man a bit consistently with this box, like sort of currently. But I do love the sort of variety that we have. We got a couple side comics in here. Let's go and jump into the review. So the first comic we have here is Red Sonja, Vampirella Red Sonja by Dynamite Comics. Let me pull up the comic on screen while I read the description. So the description reads, the first ongoing series co-starring the daughter of Draculion and the she-devil with a sword. From Eisner winner Jordi Belair from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Redlands, and Drew Moss from Star Wars, comes a saga spanning space and time, filled with horror, adventure, murder, and mystery. Included here is a Stadium Comics exclusive variant, illustrated by comic book artist extraordinaire Ed Benz. This currently sells for $15 online and is limited to a 500 copy print. Okay, I like this comic. I really like this comic. I think it's interesting. I like the I like this sort of sort of this matchup and everything, and I also like the fact that this is a variant cover exclusive to Stadium Comics, because I can get why on a reader perspective that, you know, maybe not everybody's gonna love Vampirella and like Red Sonja and everything, but this seems interesting because you're doing that medieval horror, so it's like I'm sort of a bit more intrigued there, and I think the variant cover actually looks really, really cool. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't really know anything about these artists or the about the writer or even the artist drawing the comic, but it seems like a decent comic, and I like that it's picked in here. I think it's a good choice. So yeah, moving forward to our next comic here, we got Archie 55. Issue number 1. Let me pull up the comic on screen while I read the description. The description reads, brand new series from the writing team that brought you Archie 1941. Can a rocking teenager from a small sleepy town find fame, fortune through this new phenomenon called rock and roll? When Archie Andrews proves to a local DJ that he's got the makings of a hip-shaking stardom, he begins to ascend to fame, and that will carry with it both triumph and tragedy. This variant here is only limited to 250 copies worldwide, and is illustrated by Nuno Pereira. It retails on our website for $15 and is a tribute to the French language movie poster for Elvis Presley King Creole. So let's pull up the sort of French language movie poster up here. And yeah, firstly, let me just say, I really like this concept. I like this cover, and I like how, I like it, firstly, because it's like, it's an Elvis cover, so that's sick. Like, it's sort of like a tribute to Elvis. I have, like, one of the customers at my work, he's a big Elvis fan, so it's sort of cool to have that, sort of paying tribute and stuff. But yeah, it seems like a good comic. I like it. I like the fact that, once again, I like Archie when it does something different. This is an opportunity to do something different. I'm interested to read this comic because it's like, okay, we're going to the 50s. Archie 1941, the first issue wasn't too bad. But the only thing that's sort of holding me back is the fact that it is, it's sort of like a generational thing. I really wish that if in this first issue that they do, that they really make a good imprint, not just on it being a generational comic, but doing something to really hook me into the comic. Because I wouldn't mind continuing to read it. Looking forward to the next comic here, comic number 4, we got Red Koi. Issue number 1. It is from Alterna Comics, and it's a signed comic by Tyler Wetland. Let me pull up the comic cover on screen while I read the description. So the description reads, Samurai Ohira Iko journeys to the house her father built on the site of a brutal conquest. There she finds ghosts, demons, dark secrets of an ancient enemy. We are happy to present you this signed copy of Red Koi number 1 featuring the signature of series creator Tyler Wetland. Red Koi looks really interesting. I love the art style, I love the color choice of this comic, and I do love sort of this, I love this sort of concept that it's very much of an indie comic, and it's very much of a, it's a good indie comic, but at the same time, it's, when it comes to this comic, it has a really great concept for, like, showing a great sort of short story. Since this is only a 2-issue miniseries, but I like it. I like that it's signed. I like that we have the certificate of authenticity there. And yeah, I think it seems interesting. I really hope that this 2-issue miniseries is able to show some really great artwork and sort of traditional Japanese art and everything, and sort of folklore, but at the same time sort of give some depth to the actual character as well, and maybe show a really quick arc there. But yeah, I'm excited for this comic. I like that we got it signed. I like that it's signed and it's signed raw, but I'm fine with that. So yeah. Moving forward to our next comic here, we got the Spider-Man number 1 by J.J. Abrams, Henry Abrams, and Sarah Pichelli. It's also done by Marvel Comics. Let me pull up the comic cover on screen while I read the description. The description reads, Who is Cadaverous? The most shocking, incredible comic of 2019 is here as J.J. Abrams, director of Star Wars, Star Trek, and Super 8, and his son, Henry Abrams, not known for anything on this newsletter, are joined by superstar artist Sarah Pichelli from Miles Morales and Guardians of the Galaxy, team up for Spider-Man. What do they have planned for Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson, and who is Cadaverous? So I'm excited for this comic. I know for a lot of it, it goes out of canon, and I know it's a very cool, interesting story, and I'm sort of excited for that, like, because I'm so used to reading like the Nick Spencer run of the Amazing Spider-Man and the Miles Morales Spider-Man, where it's like, cool, I'm sort of hoping to see something different. I know the artwork is really cool. I've seen a couple like sort of snippets of the artwork and everything, and yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. To be honest though, probably not going to follow this just because of the fact that I'm reading a lot of Spider-Man right now, and like add on Absolute Carnage, probably something I'm not going to follow, just to be honest. Like, I just sort of want to keep it sort of straight line with like limiting my Spidey options. No offense to J.J. Abrams, probably a good comic, but that's just my thoughts right now. So yeah. Moving forward to our second last comic here, we got mystery choice. One of either Absolute Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man #1, Web of Black Widow #1, or King Thor #1. One of the 3 Marvel comics. We couldn't decide, so you have one of these 3 action-packed books to entertain. That's what the description says. So yeah, I like the fact that we're getting a good mystery comic in this month's box. I like that they're sort of continuing this tradition. I feel like the only thing I'm going to say once again, we're maybe a bit spider heavy. I wish we weren't as spider heavy and everything. When it comes to this, like, when it comes to the whole mystery comic and everything, I like the fact that we're getting like a good mystery comic and stuff. It seems like a good option. Like, I believe Jason Aaron, don't quote me, is writing King Thor. So I wouldn't have minded getting King Thor #1. I heard it's not a bad comic. And yeah, like I heard King Thor's not a bad comic. That'd probably be the comic that, if I had the option to choose, I probably would pick that one. But I got Absolute Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man. I'm fine with that because at least it's a tie into Absolute Carnage, so I wouldn't mind seeing where that goes and how it sort of connects to the whole entire story. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that is Symbiote Spider-Man Absolute Carnage #1. Lastly but not least, we got the last one here. We got the Questionably True Tales of Peel, Volume 1. Let me pull up the comic on screen while I read the description. So the description reads, many folklore stories are real tales taken from history and changed over time. Featured here are 2 stories of the history of Peel region, the location of Stadium Comics / Comic Boxer. Presented by and signed here by Ricky Lima, the comic creator of Black Hole Hunters and Happily Ever After, and even the upcoming Undergrowth. Okay, so for me, this is a bit of a cool comic. Like, I think most people are going to be like, oh, this is going to be underrated, the Questionably True Tales of Peel, like, what is this? What is Peel region? But I do, for those of you who don't know, I live in Canada, more specifically Ontario, and I think I've been to Peel region a couple times. I forget what, like, cities are in Peel region, but I must have been to Peel region a few times. In my life. But this is sort of cool to have like a sort of local comic shop or a local comic sort of be featured in this box. I like that. I think it's cool. I like that it's sort of a bit of a short stories thing. The only complaint I'm gonna have about it is that it is signed. I'll show you where the signature is. It's just right here. Pretty good place to be signed though too, to be honest. Because it's not blocking out anything from the cover. The only complaint I have about it is I wish it came with a certificate of authenticity. Because, like the other cover that we got, like the other comic that we got, the Red Koi, it did come with a certificate of authenticity, and everything, just to prove that this is actually like signed by the creator and stuff. So I wish we got that. It's okay, like I don't mind that it has, like, it just has a recap card to help prove that it's signed, but at the same time I sort of wish it was there just so it wasn't like, okay, cool, like, it's like it's signed, but like there's nothing to like just prove it if you're gonna like resell it or whatever. But I don't think it's one of those comics that you can probably resell for a high price, but that's just me. I like it though. I think it's cool. I sort of want to see some folklores of the Peel region, so I think that's really cool. But besides that though, those are my thoughts about this month's box. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. And feel free to check down below in the description for pricing and sort of details if you're interested in ordering next month's box or any future box. But like, remember, you should probably order November's box if you're interested in getting like a decent box or like a good Christmas gift. Just saying. Besides that though, I'll always feel free to check out down below in the description for the comic of the month, which is actually going to be a little bit of a plot twist with HBO's Watchmen. Feel free to watch it if you haven't already, and if you have, like, let's spill the tea down below. Let's like talk about it, because I'm down to like talk about it with people, because like, oof, it's so good, so freaking good. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Jack. You guys have a good night and bye. Whoosh.